Hello and welcome everyone. This evening we are playing in the Avari, the Avery, the new Italian destroyers. So I'm up to tier 5. I'm working my way through through the tiers on the newer Italian destroyers. And I skipped ahead a little bit into the game just because there was a very uneventful, boring 30 seconds of nothing. But we are going to try and sneak into Zone A and get the capture there. There are a lot of other destroyers in this game. There are 4 destroyers on the enemy team, so you can kind of assume the same thing is going to be coming at you from the other direction. And we get 2 cruisers, which is kind of bad for us being a destroyer. But since we're tier 5 and we got this insta smoke screen here with the Italian destroyers, that becomes super helpful and can make you disappear quite quickly in the event that you get spotted. I'm imagining that I will dislike, right now I'm enjoying playing through these Italian destroyers with the smoke screen. It's really fun to just kind of floor it, use that smoke screen to get really close to an enemy ship, and then dump all your torpedoes right as you come out of the smoke screen right as it ends, because you can be literally a kilometer or 2 away before they spot you. Typically you're spotted instantly within 2 kilometers, but anyway, yeah, so you can come out and really surprise some people with that. But I imagine as the higher tiers, as I get into the higher tiers, there'll be a lot more people with like really better sonar and radar, and it'll ruin my day when I try that move. So we're playing conservative just because we are up against cruisers, and cruisers are best at killing destroyers, so I kind of am taking cheap shots as I get them when I've been under cover of smoke, and then sort of ducking and weaving and dumping torpedoes back towards them when I get that opportunity and get torpedoes reloaded. So I imagine our cruiser in Zone A won't last that long, since he's probably the only thing that the enemy on this side can see and shoot at the moment. So I do want to try and get back in there and help him, keeping an eye on my torpedoes. So I took some of these shots too to try and get myself spotted right before I get behind this island, thinking maybe that would draw a little attention away from him for a second. But yeah, like I said, he's basically fighting a 3-to-1 battle here, and I don't want to risk myself too much, so I imagine he won't last too long. Nuremberg's almost dead. I don't mind taking a shot there, try and get the kill steal. Not that that's a good thing to do, but we did get torpedo hit on him, so we did do a lot of the damage that he has. Since I noticed the rack was ready to load, torpedo rack was ready, I wanted to get rid of those and get them back on their way to being reloaded. I took that shot, and then back to the Nuremberg to try and finish him off. And thus far our plan of helping save the cruiser on our team worked until that very moment there. So now I'm outnumbered 2-to-1, which isn't much better than the 3-to-2 that we had before. So again, I'm being conservative and running away. I noticed that my smoke screen was about ready, so I started taking those cheap shots. I kind of assumed once I popped the smoke screen that I wouldn't be able to see them either. So we will try and see if we can't get some cheap shots on this Yahigi to keep them from capping this zone. But finding the destroyer that's back there will be a little bit more challenging.
Smoke screen set.
So yeah, my plan here is to hopefully get lucky with some of these torpedo racks that are reloading. I'm guessing which way he might be going, and I guessed wrong in that situation, but it looks like he's heading out, so let's take advantage of this. He must be trying to hunt me down. So paying attention to the map in this situation too, that's kind of the only reason I'm somewhat broadside to this Yahigi. He's definitely going to outgun me, but I'm trying to get to the other side of this island, so that's why I'm heading that direction. Activating the turbo boost the second it becomes ready to try and get past it quicker, give myself some cover. He's still got me spotted with the sonar there, but he can't shoot me. I'm around the island, so that plan worked out really great. But since I am spotted, I do know there is still a destroyer in Zone A. I can see that zone still getting captured, and so I do kind of have to think that that destroyer is probably paying attention to where I'm going. And so I was kind of guess that he might send torpedoes in this direction towards me if he thinks I'm going to head towards Zone A. But he actually takes a shot at me and gets himself spotted, so now I know where he is. And I didn't quite have, you know, I was more concerned about this Yahigi, but it would have been nice to get defend medals and shoot that Mahan. But now the Yahigi's got me spotted, so that destroyer probably popped a smoke screen or something at this point. And that makes sense that we're unspotted. Oh, looks like he's just behind the islands. So I'm trying to be a little conservative when approaching him. It's an American destroyer. So I know he's got better guns than I do, so I need to be sneaky and or hit him with torpedoes somehow here. So I'm seeing that I'm spotted, so I'm imagining I will get him spotted since I'm heading that direction. So doing the same thing here, trying to get these cheap shot torpedoes off right as I approach this island, hoping that he turns in that way and tries to chase me down. And here I'm kind of like deciding like which side, you know, maybe he went the other side of the island. Maybe he's going around the long way. So I'm going to dump rack number 2 to the other side, just in case we get lucky there.
Smoke screen set.
But again, I don't want to get, you know, my plan here at this point was to run away from him since I know he's got me outgunned. But we get this torpedo hit on him, and I saw a little bit of flood damage ticking in the corner. So I don't know, I can't imagine, I don't understand why he doesn't have damage con ready, but since I saw this flood damage happening, I thought I was either going to get the kill, or if I can spot him, I could probably finish him off with guns. So now the tables have kind of turned on this guy, so I want to take advantage of that. I'm assuming he's going to be pretty weak. Was still flooding until just now. So he must have better concealment than I do, since I'm getting spotted before I'm seeing him. And yeah, sure shit, he is low on health. So that made it a little bit more of a fair fight for me there. And we got that kill on that one, so that was the right move. Taking that little bit of a risk just because we knew that he'd be low on health after taking that torpedo hit with some flooding. So at this point, this made a quick work of this game. I felt like, you know, I did pretty good on this side. You know, I had that cruiser help, obviously. That made a big difference as well. And we sort of sacrificed him instead of ourselves. But that kept us in the game. That allowed us to get the kill on all 3 of their ships that spawned on this side. And the team managed to do a good job on the other side of the map. So for good measure, I decided to go in and capture A and, you know, have a blast here. Why not? So yeah, we will do the boring thing. Jump into Zone A, get the cap here. I'm of course going to plan to head in the direction of their remaining battleship, but I'm assuming they can take care of him as it's, you know, 5-1 over there. So we will stall just before we go outside the buoys here to make sure we get this cap. If anything, we're helping out by, you know, you're getting yourself the XP from getting the capture. So that's big. So it kind of makes a lot of sense to not just leave this zone. You know, obviously you've got the game won at this point. You could, you know, try and speed over there and get into the action on that last ship. But honestly, it probably makes more sense. You know, maybe if I had 4 kills and wanted to go for a Kraken or something, but at this point it makes more sense to make sure we get the capture here. That'll give us more XP and more credits at the end of the day. And then the kill happens over there finally just as we get that capture. So that worked out for us. Like I said, I'm working my way through these destroyers, so stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching, everybody.